This isn't weeks of trash and dirty clothes and pile up. This is just like everyday normal. This isn't days of dishes. This is just the everyday normal. Y'all already know. Everyday normal trash that gets piled under the bed. Just a normal oven. Dang, your dog makes messes like this every day? Hey, but at least the kids have food in the fridge, right?
There's this growing trend on social media of people posting how dirty their houses are and they're constantly cleaning their house. But guess what? The house is never clean for some reason. And there might be a few factors to this. One, they're getting more views. Some of these videos have millions and millions of views, hundreds and thousands of likes, and also have been shared multiple times. They're not just having like 5,000 followers, they have hundreds of thousands of followers because hey, they're always cleaning their house and their house is never clean. There are many sides to this conversation. Some people are saying there's no excuse for this and you guys are just nasty and irresponsible parents. And there are other people who are saying, well, you guys, sometimes mental illness can be involved and being a stay-at-home mom can be difficult. And I think most people can understand that. And a lot of stay-at-home moms have expressed that. They do understand how difficult it can be. But you have to figure out a way to make sure that your children grow up in a clean home. So for me, I'm like in between all of this. I totally get what both sides are saying. And I just want us to react to some TikToks and just have a conversation about this. If you're someone who loves to have a conversation about influencer culture and social media in general, then you're in the right place. My name is Bobina. I'm happy to see you and welcome. Last week, I didn't post a video and I'm so sorry about that. You guys, I was going through it. And I'm back. Stronger. Okay, so let's get into this video and just react to some TikToks. After seeing that comment of the guy saying, instead of you editing these videos, actually clean your home, that's the thing that made me stop feeling so bad for them, because I'm like, yeah, that's true. Instead of you taking this video, filming it, putting it online so that everyone else can see it, so that the whole world can see it, do the actual thing that you have to do, which is clean your home and take care of your family. I'm not someone who doesn't understand how difficult it can be, like to be a stay-at-home mom and like have to clean up and everything like that. Like I totally get it, especially if you have like young children. It's really hard to like keep things tidy. That's why I think if you have little children in the house, it's best to keep your house as empty as possible, because there are less things that they can stuff things into, and there are also less things that they can throw around and move around, and cleaning up becomes a lot easier because it's pretty much an open space. So today we're going to be looking at Amanda MCG. She's one of those people who has been making this type of content, and her content has been going pretty viral. Now we're going to react to some videos. I know I'm a bit late to this conversation, but whatever, innit? We're going to react to some of these videos of her cleaning her home, and the amount of filth in this house is insane. She's pretty big and she has over 500,000 followers on TikTok. Update: as of 3 days ago, her TikTok account with over 500,000 followers was taken down. I don't know what happened. There was some drama with like the cleaning people and live streaming, something like that. And so she created a new account, and the new account already has over 50,000 subscribers. And that's just like within like 2 days or something like that. So that's a lot. She's a big influencer.
Good morning, and we are back with another bedroom cleaning video. I did have my daughter go under the bed and push all the trash out. You'll see here soon after I clean.
First of all, why did she tell her child to go under the bed and push the trash out? I have a phobia of snakes. So for me, if I see a pile of things, I always assume that there is a snake in there. So yeah. That's very actually irresponsible, letting your child go down there. You don't know what's down there. Anything could happen. She could cut herself. She could get stuck. There's so many things that can happen to the child. And she just tells the child to go underneath the bed and push everything. Again, if you go under the bed and push everything, you haven't cleaned under the bed. You've just pushed stuff under the bed. There's still dirt under there and dust that needs to be removed. Like, cleaning isn't just moving things around. It's actually like getting rid of germs and also dust and grime and everything. It's not just moving like huge physical objects.
This corner, what it looks like, it is insane. And I just wanted to address, like, most of my comments are like, there's no excuse for this, there's no excuse for this, and I know that. I'm not making one. So quit commenting it because I'm not making any excuse. This is absolutely horrible, and I hate that I have come to this again.
I think there's so many things that we're not taught as children, but if we think that it's important, we have to teach ourselves as adults. Like after a certain point, after the age of, I don't know, 25, and 25 is like being lenient. You have no excuse for not doing something that you should be doing. If you know that you should be living in a clean home and you're not cleaning, then that's a you problem. It's no longer like, oh, when I was young, I didn't know how to do this. Well, you've seen that you have that problem. So what are you going to do? Are you just going to sit around and complain about not knowing how to fix that problem? Or are you actually going to try and fix the problem? It may take time, yes, but you have to find a way to actually fix the problem and not glamorize it and post it on social media for the whole world to see,
I've been dealing with this battle for 4 or 5 years now, probably my whole life. I never was taught to clean very well, so I don't have...
So first things first, I want to say, if you're someone who has ADHD or, you get overwhelmed with cleaning and you live a very exhausting life, you're usually very busy and all that stuff. Like for me, I figured out that if I want to keep my room clean, number one is I have to make sure I don't have a lot of things in my room. Like my room has to be as empty as possible. Now, does it mean that if it's empty, it doesn't look good? No, it's just there are, those tiny things that just find themselves everywhere. Like you put it over there, or it doesn't actually have a place in your room. Like all of those things have to go away. All of things that have to be, taken out, because they're just going to make the cleaning process a lot more difficult, because you, one, have to wipe those things. Two, you have to move them around each time you want to mop or clear up a space. So it just makes the whole process a lot more difficult. And I have an uncle who has toddlers right now, my mom's youngest brother. His house is pretty empty. And I remember people actually laughing or oh my gosh, his house is so empty. In the living room, they only have a rag in the center, and then they have chairs, and then there's a TV thing that's mounted to the wall. And that's pretty much all the furniture that they have in the living room. So even when the kids are playing and all that, they have toys there. It's easy to just pick up the toys. And even cleaning is so easy because you can easily sweep and you can easily mop, because there isn't too many things that you have to push, move around and all that stuff. So it becomes a lot easier, especially when you have children, because time is ticking. You don't have all the time to spend moving around things and tidying up and putting everything. You don't have that kind of time. So if you're going to have children and you're going to have little kids, just keep your home as empty as possible with the basic necessities. And then after those children grow up, when they're much more responsible, they're able to not stuff things in between couches, underneath couches, then you can have the dream house that you have and the dream house that you want and the furniture that you want. Or you can be a very strict parent who doesn't allow your children into the living room, which I think is not realistic for most of us. So there are different aspects to that you have to consider. What are your weaknesses? I think if you're going to solve a problem, you need to understand what your weaknesses are. What are the things that you keep on repeating? So it's as simple as, for me, if I put a lid on the washing basket for my dirty clothes, I will put them on top. I'm sorry, I'm calling myself out on this one, but yeah, that's one of my very bad habits. I will put the clothes on top. So what I did is I removed the lid off, and then that, I just throw the clothes inside in there. So it's little things like that, just figure out what your weaknesses are, figure out what you struggle with the most. And then there's the other aspect of moms not really getting enough support from their partners when it comes to cleaning and taking care of the children. There's also that aspect. And I think, I don't know if that's her situation, but I think that's also something that has to be emphasized and has to be that's a conversation that you need to have with your partner, I think. Now, I can't really speak on that because one, I don't have children. Two, I don't have a partner, single girl. If your partner really cares about you and your children and your family, they will contribute and try to find a way to help you and figure out the problems that you're facing. If maybe you're a stay-at-home mom and they're working, I think that's what partnership should be about. helping each other and figuring out stuff together and seeing how you can live a better life together, period, you know? And I hope that if that's her situation, that her husband can pitch in more and carry the weight, you know? You know what I'm saying? You know? Yeah.
We're not going to tell her. Balls, footballs. And yeah, I am just throwing it under the porch over there. So I did not realize it, but my microphone died and I'm super bummed because I said a bunch of stuff.
Again, like I said, if you don't respect this space, your children won't respect this space. If they misbehave in the car, they spill things around or touch the car with dirt or anything like that, they should know that there are going to be consequences for that behavior. And again, I'm not a parent, but I have like watched over my younger siblings. I have like a million little cousins. Oh, there's so many. And you actually have to like tell them what they can and cannot do, and like discipline them, like not, you know, like discipline them immediately so that they know that what they're doing is wrong. So the other day I saw my cousin, he was playing with the water dispenser and he just kept on pressing the button. I'm sorry guys, but kids, no. He just kept on pressing the button. I was like, hey, you stop pressing that. If I see you, I'm gonna cut your hands. And he was like, okay, you won't do it. But like, do it like a parent, you know? I don't know what parents do, but do it like a parent. I did it like an older sister. And then the other day, he was holding, so he stopped playing the dispenser. And each time he saw me coming and he was like near the dispenser, he would like move from the dispenser. And then the other day, he saw the bottle of salt. And for some reason, he just decided to pour it. I was like, hey, you don't play with salt or else. And he was like, okay. But he like ran and I had to like go after him and be like, don't play with salt. And he was like, okay, I won't. So you have to like find a way to like enforce and like tell them that you shouldn't do that. Like it's bad. Don't do that. You get consequences for that behavior. I don't know, put them in the corner or something like that. Yeah, but like I was disciplining big sister style. Like parents, you have a different style of doing it, I think. So you just have to find a way to like tell them to respect the space and tell them to respect the home. Like if you know that you want to keep your car clean, you need to tell them, if you're not going to keep the car clean and like put your trash properly, I'm not going to let you eat in the car. Like you won't eat in the car. And if you go out with them, and I kid you not, they know, they will know. They will make sure they keep it clean, or else next time they won't be able to eat in the car. And you have to like keep your word and like make sure that if they make the car dirty that one time, you tell them, next time I'm not doing it. Next time you're not going to eat. You're just going to come eat from home. I'm not going to buy you anything on the way. And you make sure whether they cry, they do whatever, just stick to your word so that they know you mean what you mean. Oh, wow. Maybe I'm just fatigued from having to take care of kids, because if you don't mean what you mean, oh my gosh, they will take advantage of you. For me, when I say it's game over, it's game over. I'm like, don't even bother me. Don't even ask me again. Enough. I told you, you didn't do it. So, okay, it's finished. They're like, Bobby, no, I'm sorry. I'm like, I don't want you sorry. There are people that have had opinions on social media, and a lot of people have defended her, saying, oh my gosh, you guys don't know what you don't know what she's going through and all that stuff. And I totally agree with that. And then there is this lady who says that they will be cleaning her house this month. This is October. So they will be cleaning her house this month. And I hope that after they clean her house, it's going to be safer.
Another update from the future. They cleaned her house, but then there has been so much unnecessary drama around this. First of all, the people are not happy with how her house was cleaned, and then her TikTok got blocked. I don't know, something to do with like going live, and then she was like throwing shade at the girls who like came to clean her house, and like the people that came to clean my house, and then one of them blocked her, and then everyone on TikTok is like mad at her for not being grateful that people actually took time out of their day to come clean her house. Like, there is just so much drama on TikTok. People are losing their minds. It's crazy. So if you want an update on the situation, or like for me to break it down, you can let me know in the comments. But yeah, so I guess it didn't really go as well as everyone hoped that it would.
There's a large group of people on TikTok who pretend they know who this woman is. They see the dirt, the clutter, the chaos, and they feel entitled enough to pass judgment. If this is the first time you are seeing Amanda's house, then I want to know, does this look like a mother who needs help? If your answer is yes, then your next question to yourself should be, how can I help? That is the difference between bullying and compassion. I'm a part of a program that is led by ZEP that's called Cleaning for Compassion. And our goal is to clean a house in every state, help people who are struggling with depression, having a difficult time keeping their home clean. That's it.
But again, I totally get what she's saying, like judging and like not being compassionate and all that stuff. But like, this is just the internet. Like, if you post something online, you're definitely going to get different opinions, and it doesn't necessarily mean that people are bullying you. I think people can just be like very blunt and straight to the point and be like, you could do better, like this isn't right, child protective services could be called on you for keeping your children in a dirty place like this. So there are all of these factors, and I totally get that if she wasn't posting this content on social media, this lady probably wouldn't have seen her content and probably wouldn't even like offered to clean her house. So there's that, that like double-edged sword thing going on here. So I think that as much as posting her content on social media is not like the best thing in the world, I do think that if she wasn't posting her content, she probably wouldn't have gotten this help that she's going to get.
That's the goal, to bring people's homes back to as like new as possible and to help those in need. Cleaning for Compassion will be at Amanda's house October 1st through the 5th. The combined goal of bringing Amanda's home back to a safe, clean, and manageable home. I have used AI to create before and after photos to show you my personal vision of her home and try to illustrate the foreseen transformation. Follow along for this story because it's about to get good.
Again, my issue with this is that if you clean her house, you're not really rooting out or like solving the actual issue that causes the house to be dirty. Like, it's like those like weight loss shows where people go on there, they lose the weight, and then they go back to their lives and then gain the weight back. I feel like it's kind of like the same thing where you clean her house, but then she still has that mentality and she still doesn't understand why or how to clean. So she's just going to revert to what she was doing before. So there's that. Unless if they provide resources to help these people like change their lives and like build systems around keeping a clean house, then they're doing. And I think that would be actually the most important part, other than just cleaning the house for them. Providing them with resources and help to teach them and educate them and help them understand why they fall into those patterns. I think that is actually more important than doing the actual cleaning, because if you teach someone how to clean, they will improve their lives. They will clean that house and improve it and learn so many things, Like I said, the kids won't respect the home and respect keeping it clean if the parent doesn't do it. It has to start with the parent. It has to start with you. Your children follow what you do because you're like the first like influence in their life. So if you don't teach them that having a dirty home is bad, they will think it's normal and they will continue to do that, and it will just be a cycle. Because I think she mentioned in one of the videos that I watched of hers where she talked about her, I think, parents or grandparents were hoarders and they lived in a similar house to her, I think. And yeah, that's just the whole situation here. So I would love to know in the comments, because I think a lot of us can agree that we don't live in like perfect houses where everything is always like in order, spotless and all that stuff. Like, yes, we can have things here and there, but there's a difference between like having things not be in order and having dirt, grime, mold, and like poop and like dirt, like grime, like germs and all that stuff. Like, there's a difference between that, You can tell if a house is constantly being cleaned, or a room or a place is being constantly being cleaned, even when it gets dirty. Like, you can tell that this place is still a clean place. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm very curious to know what you think. And if you've reached this far in the video, you're gonna put a monkey covering its ears emoji in the comments. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.